Welcome to this video. So we have a 1700 player and let's see how this game develops. We have a Sicilian defense. Let's see if it's a knight-off variation or a dragon, so a6, g6. What does he like to play? Knight c6. Okay, so I play it the classical way. So maybe we turn into some kind of scavening variation. Here I might just win a tempo with bishop e3 now. I don't castle long here, I guess. I think I just castle short and then I push for f4. Although now, if he delays the dragon, it might be interesting to push for h4 and h5. I'm very quick here on the king's side, so. And he wasted a lot of time by moving his queen around. Maybe I should have played f3, by the way, anyway, earlier. Okay, so castling long. I can play maybe knight a4. The square b6 is weak. What about g4 as well? So okay, he wants to play knight c4, I guess. Is it a problem for me? I really would like to open up the position now. Okay, let's get out here of I don't want to exchange the bishop here against this knight, so is g4 a move? Okay, let's provoke him a bit. I mean, this knight is not protected enough, so he needs to move the knight or protect it. And I can also push for g4 here. The pawn on d6 was also hanging. It's very, very difficult now for him to develop. Ouch. Okay. This looks really dangerous for him now. See, if I open if he takes on g4 and I take back, then I can play rook f1 or something, and then there is so much pressure here on the f file. So he needs to play knight d7 afterwards, and then I can also take on d6. Yeah, it looks very, very dangerous. And these pieces are not in the game at all at the moment, so. Yeah, I thought about playing rook f1 and I just win the piece here, I guess. Can also open up the position here, but I think this is the easiest way, right? The question is which rook. Normally I would like to open up the position later on with h5. On the other hand, this rook is also eyeing on d6, but I think... Okay, he needs to play, on the other hand, he needs to play knight to d7, and then I can take here if I leave this rook. So the rook on h1 is one I want to move now. There is no choice now for black. He needs to play knight d7, and then I think I can just take here on d6. Yep. So this is, yeah, as planned, and after e5 I can play queen d2. And if he doesn't play e5, I can play e5 myself. I wonder if there is a trick with knight d5, but I think there is not. No. Yeah, this looks extremely good. Here we go, queen e5. And yeah, I also threaten now to... Not anymore. I thought I threatened to take here, but what about knight c5 now? This is also, it's blockaded here. This is a cool thing. So knight c5 he cannot take because the rook on d8 is hanging. I would also love to play knight d5, but this rook is not protected then, or is it? No. Or knight d5, queen takes d6. I take here with the knight. Check, but he takes back with the knight here. Unfortunately, the queen is then protected by the rook. So this doesn't work, but is knight c5 the right way? I mean, after taking here a couple of times, the knight on f6 would be hanging. So I can just take here, I guess. Or he can take with the queen back here. Okay. But then again, I mean, what's the point if I just take? If I take, he cannot take back with the knight, the queen is hanging. If he takes back with the queen, I just take here again. So I'm just a piece up. Here we go. Or it's knight e4 an option. No, it's with check here, okay. Yeah, okay, he didn't see that the queen was hanging. Yeah, I mean, he was in a lot of time trouble, so nah, I mean, maybe he lost on time anyway, so, but I don't take back if you so let's run through the game quickly. I mean, the opening was well played. I'm not sure. I don't know. I don't play e4 that on a regular basis. If queen b6 is really a good move here, because I can gain time by attacking the queen now again. On the other hand, the knight on b3 is not always well placed, but I think here, especially this position, should be fine for white. Okay, let's see. Why doesn't it work? Yeah, I mean, the whole thing is that in comparison to the dragon, black is a bit slow. He wasted this time with the queen, and also the h5 move is already giving me the opportunity to attack here on the king side with g4. And after e6, he also weakens his d-pawn considerably. So he shouldn't play e6 in my opinion. Okay, on one hand, he was maybe afraid of me playing d5, knight d5 here all the time. But again, maybe even better is something like, if you go back here, move b5 and attacking here directly, b5, b4, because I cannot castle here short anymore. I will castle long, and so he can attack me here as well. And maybe also bishop e6, just to take more control over the square d5 here. What he can also try is playing, I mean, bishop e6, bishop g7, castle, and play here rook d8 or on the d5 move to crack up the center. So if your opponent attacks you on the wing and you are not quick enough on the other one, you should try to play in the center. So I think the more I think about it, bishop e6, rook d8, d5, this might be an idea. After e6, yeah, this pawn on d6 is very vulnerable, and yeah, here he already has problems with the pawn on d6. I could have taken here on d6, but on the other hand, here I have a lot of pressure now on all the pieces, and I can play also g4, and yeah, it's very hard for him to defend, and this is, I think, like a suicidal move, because black moves his queen directly into the pin here of the bishop, and as you could see in the game, it was not possible to untangle here anymore. So I think he needs to play knight f to d7, and then yeah, he might hope for survival. But again, I'm very quick here on the king side. Here, however, this looks really dangerous. I mean, he needs to play knight d7 anyway, and then where does he want to move his queen? He needs a lot of time to get out of this, and yeah, I think this is just played fine here. But again, so he helped me a lot by taking here. He just opened the f file, and I could put more pressure on this knight. So he needed not to, he needed to keep this here like stable, and he should never ever take here now on g4. This is again very, very dangerous. Yeah, and the rest I think is just normal stuff. So yeah, if you have the problem that your opponent's very quick by attacking you, try to open up the position in the center. Try to break through in the center, that the whole game is focused around the center. Then an attack on the side of the board is often not coming through. Thanks for watching.